Today I'm going to show you pretty quickly how you could add diet indicators to anywhere on your site if you're using a block theme. If you're not using a block theme, you could insert the block manually into your post, or you could do it in the sidebar. But for the most part, a lot of the implementation, putting it in the header here and even having it on pages where it would show up in a grid, this sort of thing would need to be done with a block theme. We've done it for custom themes in the past where we've called it taxonomy indicators, but Small Plugins now has a plugin called Category Labels Block that has both free and paid versions, although I believe the free version is not out. We have to wait on the WordPress repository for that. However, it will have a free version. And so let me just show you kind of how you can set that up, what this plugin looks like pretty loosely. This on Skinny Taste is just an example. I feel like it's a really nice implementation that a lot of people are familiar with. We didn't do the Skinny Taste website, but I do have two examples that we've set it up with clients on our block theme recently. So the first is Easy Family Recipes. We've got diet indicators at the header of the post, and we also have the key here in the sidebar. And I'm going to show you how that is set up on this site, and then I'll very, very briefly show you another option for configuring it. So here on Easy Family Recipes, I have a template set up in the block editor where I have created this category labels block in the post header. So it's not very cute right here. However, it looks nice on the front end, and this is pretty easy for me to edit here. So essentially what I have is this block, and then within it, I can add post terms. These are categories on this particular site, although this can work with other taxonomies. And for each of these post terms, I've added a post abbreviation, and I'll show you on the next site how that can be set up differently, where you can have the whole name of the category versus the post abbreviation. But essentially what you can see that I've done here is any potential diet that I want to show an indicator for, I have configured here in the block. And I won't go too deep. We'll do a how-to if anyone needs help setting this up. But on the front end, it's only going to pull in and show the categories that are actually assigned to this post. So the benefit of this is that you have a bunch of categories assigned to a post. Like here we've got ingredient and beef could be options. We've got diet, there's usually course, that sort of thing. I'm able to show a subset of categories that I want to display without having to show all of my categories. And because I'm using a block for this, I can put them in a particular order that I want them to show up in. I can assign them custom abbreviations that wouldn't otherwise be available. It would have to be the full name. So there's definitely some upsides here. And then I can also have it show this entire key where it'll show, despite what's assigned to the post, everything that could be shown if it was assigned to the post. So here I've got the indicator and then also what the term name is. And it's not just showing me those that are assigned to this post, it's showing all of the ones that are available. And that's done with the exact same block. I just turn off the scope to current post. And when I disable that, it essentially shows me that recipe key. There's other options in here, as you can kind of see right here. You've got display primary. I'm not going to go into that one, just like I'm not going to go into the setup too much. However, I will show you another site. This one is a staging site, so it doesn't work fully. However, you can see that I've added some icons, and then I'm using the full name of the category to display it here. So the difference in this setup is essentially that I've used a more complex layout in order to add this design element and to have two different set of category labels. So I've added an icon that's nested in a row. Those rows are nested in another row. It gets a little bit more complicated when you're doing this sort of design. And then here I'm using the full term name rather than just the term abbreviation. So I have one here that I was just testing. Let me go ahead and delete that. What is happening here is if I'm selecting category labels, I can add any new one that I want. And so now it's inserting a new post term. If I click on select term, it'll let me choose from a selection here. And then it automatically displays the full term name. But if I wanted to change it over to the term abbreviation, I would just add that, type in whatever my custom abbreviation is, and then I could delete this name if I don't need it. So delete that. And so this is how, like, you can pretty much customize this however you want. What I think is interesting about the implementation on Lemon Blossoms is that we are using two different set of category labels. So like I mentioned on Easy Family Recipes, where these are diet indicators, you could do it with course, you could do it with ingredient. On Lemon Blossoms, although it's not fully set up here because this is just a staging site, it is only going to show one item on the left. This will always be timing, so like under 30 minutes, weekend project, that sort of thing. And then on the right here, it's always going to show a difficulty, easy, medium, difficult, that sort of thing. And the way that this works is by just assigning one category to every single post. So we do have to set those up before we launch. But these are two great examples. If you want to look at Easy Family Recipes, this one is live, and then soon we'll have Lemon Blossoms live as well. And if anyone is interested in adding this to their block theme and you need a tutorial on how to get it set up or any customization questions, reach out to us. We would love to help with that.